this beautiful Overreaction Tuesday. That's right, put some speak on their name. Cincinnati Bengals have started the season off 0-2 for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons. The Cincinnati Bengals have a 11% chance of making the playoffs this season. There has only been 6% of the teams that start 0-2 that make the playoffs after starting 0-2. Only one team. That one team has been the Cincinnati Bengals. So, guys, is it an overreaction or an underreaction that the Cincinnati Bengals should be in panic mode? So like I said, guys, the Cincinnati Bengals have started the last 4 of the last 5 seasons 0-2. Last season, they started off 0-2, lost the first 2 games of the season, ultimately ended up winning 9 games. They did miss the playoffs, but it was mainly because they did not have Joe Burrow for nearly the whole season. I believe it was the final 10 games of the season they did not have him. In 2022, they started off 0-2 as well. They ended up winning 12 games. They ended up making the playoffs. They ended up going to the AFC Conference Championship game, ultimately losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. The famous Burrowhead my ass game. In 2021, they started off 1-1. That season, they didn't make the Super Bowl, lost to the LA Rams. In 2020, they finished with 4 wins after starting off 0-2. In 2019, they finished off with just 2 wins after starting 0-2. Obviously, Joe Burrow's rookie year, and then he got injured. Was like 5th game of the season. In 2020, he was injured as well. So, is it an overreaction or an underreaction that the Bengals should be in panic mode after starting off the season 0-2? It depends on what success looks like in Cincinnati. It depends on if they want to make the playoffs. It depends on if they want to make the Super Bowl. It depends how far do they want to go. Because when you look at the schedule moving forward, it is pretty favorable. They play the Carolina Panthers. They play the Baltimore Ravens. How's that favorable? Because the Ravens are in shambles right now. Sorry, Ant. They play the Raiders. Could be a good game. They play the Titans that suck. They play the Denver Broncos that are not very good right now. The Dallas Cowboys are not very good right now either. They play the New York Giants. But I think it is not an overreaction. I think the Bengals need to be in panic mode. They need to be in panic mode because the simple fact of the matter is that Jamar Chase wants those dollar bills, y'all. Jamar Chase is showing his frustration out on the field. Yes, when he got that 15-yard penalty, it was because he was MFing the referee. But a typical man, a typical male, we're all guilty of it. Don't try to say you're not because we all are. We all bottle stuff in. Oh, my car won't start. Oh, I'm late for work. Oh, the toilet seat's broken. Oh, this, and this, and this, and this. And then that one little thing, oh, my kid spilled water on the floor, and you just snap, right? You don't snap because your kid spilled water on the floor. You snap because of everything else you've been bottling up and haven't let it out. That's what happened to Jamar Chase on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening versus the Kansas City Chiefs, as he let everything out on that referee. It wasn't because of the false hip or the face mask or whatever. It was because nothing was going his way. And when you start 0-2, those little things start to add up, and it's irritating. And on Monday Night Football, when Cincinnati Bengals come back into town, they play a Washington Commanders team that could jump up and bite them in the ass. They've already shown that they get bit in the ass by the New England Patriots week 1. The Commanders, the Panthers, and Ravens, the Bengals could be starting off 0-5 very, very soon, very, very quickly. I don't think it is an overreaction. I think the Bengals need to be in panic mode. The Bengals need to be in must-win mode right now. They say we need to win 4 out of the next 5. By the bye week, they better have 7, 8 wins, or it could be a long, long season. I think is not an overreaction. I think they need to be in panic mode 100%. So what do you guys think? Should the Cincinnati Bengals be in panic mode? Should they be in panic mode? James Frank says they're going to start 0-3. They lose to Washington this week on Monday Night Football. And if that happens, it is extreme panic mode. It is an extreme panic mode because if they start 0-3, I believe their chances to make the playoffs drop down to like 2% per the ESPN API. I don't think you see Jamar Chase on the field without a new contract like after that point. I don't think you see Joe Burrow really trying to ball out anymore. I think you see Trey Hendrickson kind of like, you know what? I wanted some money too. I don't know. Carson says it is an overreaction. They still have Joe Burrow, who is a great quarterback. They'll be just fine. And I agree with you, Carson. I think Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. But if it was last year, if it was the previous year, or the year before that, it would be okay. But this year's different story. Jamar Chase is disgruntled. Jamar Chase is pissed off. You don't have that security blanket in Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd. Higgins is still hurt. Joe Burrow's coming off that injury. We don't know how good that wrist actually is still, right? I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it's an underreaction. WBN says it all depends on if Chase gets paid and how him and Burrow relationship go moving forward. So I think the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase relationship is just fine. I don't think they have any rifts or anything just like that. Obviously, winning cures all and losing shows your vulnerabilities, right? But if they start 0-3 and Jamar Chase does not have a deal yet, Jamar Chase might get a hamstring injury, might have a back issue, might have a sprained ankle. It could be a long, long season. James Frank says, I don't think Jamar Chase will be a Bengal next season. See, and this is kind of weird to me, right? Because Jamar Chase was perfectly happy playing on the contract that he had. But then the franchise came to him trying to work out a contract, and they would not budge. They were set on their ways. So, James, I think you might be right, because if they do not figure something out in the next 3 weeks, they probably won't figure anything out at all. And if they have a miserable season, if it's 7-win season, a 6-win season, they miss the playoffs yet again, I could see Jamar Chase being a Tyreek Hill type of situation, right? Saying, I want this much money, I want this, this, and this. And then the Bengals say no. And the next thing you know, it's breaking news. Jamar Chase gets traded to the Detroit Lions. What? Trey Henderson got paid a few years ago. He did. But also this offseason, Carson, he said that he wants to be paid more. He said he wants those dollar bills, yo. Want those dollar bills, yo. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. My voice is killing me. I need to get some more cough drops. Got ready for rivalry week. We got another rivalry game here at the high school. We got some shit going down. But every Monday through Friday, guys, here, 2:30 East Coast time, live, raw, uncut NFL talk.